And I've just got these couple of samples of Filaprint. I'll talk a bit about them just now. They do lots of different types of filaments, premium filaments. And they do lots of samples, so if you want to try a filament type out, carbon fibre, whatever, then this is a good service probably to use. I'll leave that on there a bit so you can get that QR code off, maybe. Got QR code on the front, I presume that's the same QR code, QC code I think they're called, QR. Scan them in. Okay, so it's co-polyester, apparently. Just a second. You look at this label, they're both the same. Co-polyester transparent. Red hub, it says 1.75. Now it recommends, well, it's got the temperatures down here, but my first print with this is going to be at 260 on the nozzle and at 75 on the heat bed. And I'm going to be printing on with no fan on Borosilicate glass, which will have Elmer's disappearing paper glue stick on it. I will be printing this part. I want it to be springy, that's what I asked for. Something that will act a bit like a spring. Now I'm unsure, it does have some silica gel in here. I'm unsure if this absorbs moisture or anything about it. I haven't really looked it up. Let's open up. This is the first time I've opened up this bag. Very nice, very shiny there. Don't know what it's like to print yet. Let's have a, that does seem springy like that. Oops, am I going out there? Sorry if I'm going out. That does seem springy there. So I'm bending that and it's coming back. It's not stopping in a position. So that's sort of, you might hear that actually. Yep. So I'm going to put some of this on my printer. I'm not sure how long this is, this sample. Oh, 10 meters. 10 meters, that should be enough for what I want to do a test print with. Well, it's an actual part. I want the part to be springy. It's for my model diesel engine. It's a Pawl part. So I'm going to put this, get this fed into my printer, and we'll see how it prints at those settings. So the settings are, I'll just repeat the settings: 260 on the nozzle, 75 on the heat bed, no fan, basically. Borosilicate glass with Elmer's disappearing paper glue stick on it. All I've done is like put the coil of filament round my spool holder up here. Talk about that down here. Just two cones and a bit of pipe and some bearings, basically, skateboard bearings. So as I say, I've got Elmer's glue stick on here. You might just make it out. Especially this side, you can see it because of the way the light's reflecting. I'll come back once it's raised temperature and we'll see how well this starts to print. Well, when it's done auto bed leveling, etc, etc. So that's finished the auto leveling. Just starting to print. 260 on the nozzle, 75 on the heat bed. Elmer's glue stick, paper dissipating glue stick on Borosilicate glass there. Now it does take a bit to get filament flowing. I do ask for skirts. No fan on this. Do have retractions on. I can't remember what the settings on the retractions are. This is my first try of this print, so I haven't a clue what's going to happen. Well, sorry, first try of this filament. Co-polyester, whatever I've said. Let me have a look at that. Because it's quite glossy. Well, very glossy really. And that makes it a bit hard to tell what the first layer is like. It looks a bit almost like shiny silver to me. Don't know how it looks to you. Initial impressions. I do have support on this, by the way. The initial impression is good for this sort of first layer. I did clean the bed off Borosilicate glass and put some fresh Elmer's disappearing paper glue stick on, whatever it's called. I think Retractions is set to 2mm at 40mm per second. There should be enough filament on this sample I'm using to do this. Actually, there should be enough filament on the sample to do a few of these, I think. This is the first time I've tried this co-polyester, whatever it's called. I have to see if it curls, see if it stays adhered to the bed. I've had no problems, well, not any major problems with PLA or with ABS on this printer. This is the hottest print I've done. Hottest sort of melting temperature of 260 on the nozzle, and hottest on the heat bed, 75 on the heat bed. You watch this a few more minutes. It does have supports on, so it might look a little bit vaggy. Sometimes supports do make the print look a little bit vaggy when it's starting off. There's a bit of a smell. I wouldn't call it unpleasant, but it's certainly hasn't got the... I don't really smell PLA normally speaking, but this certainly does have some sort of a smell. Okay, I'm going to pause the video for about 10 minutes and then I'll come back, I think. Right, it's about half an hour into this print, slightly over, and I looked on my mobile phone, because using Octoprint you can view remotely on your mobile phone, and it suggested there's another hour to go. See how glossy that is? It's hard to describe. I do have a hardened nozzle on here, by the way. just a cheap one off eBay. Well, it says it's hardened, you never know with eBay. So far as I can see here, it seems to be going okay. As I say, supports on. Needs supports on this part. And why I wanted this type of filament for this, it does have a plastic spring on it, for want of a better word. Now I've tried PLA, but PLA sort of deforms after you use it a few times. So I'm trying this to see if this will be make a better spring. Okay, I'll pause the video again. I'll try and show you a time lapse after this is finished. Presumably it's going to go okay. As I say, 260 on the nozzle, 75 on the heat bed, no fan on, but do have retractions on, which I think is set to 2mm at 40mm a second. Printing onto, well, borosilicate glass with Elmer's disappearing purple glue stick spread onto it. Well, it's about 3/4 of the way through this print. 1 hour 6 minutes, it's saying on my display down here, LCD 12864. I can't see any curling. Looks okay. Looks very nice actually. It's an unusual sort of colour. I'll try and show you some other angles just now. As I say, there are supports on this. See some of the gloss on it there. Using this co-polyester, I think it's called. I'll put the details here. Okay, I'm going to pause the video. I might pause it until it's actually finished actually. I don't know yet. I'll decide how things go. Well, it's finished. Print bed's still a bit, oops, camera's getting in front of the light. So this part here, can I get my finger in? This is like a concertina type spring that should press down and up. I tried this in PLA, and when this was pressed down for about a day and it just stopped down, so it didn't like return. back. Sorry, I'm getting in front of the light all the time here. One of my lights is playing me up. See the gloss on that, see how much that shines there. This does have supports on. Seems to print it out pretty good. I don't have the best printer really, but it's okay. Oh, see, that light keeps going on and off. Oh, the light I've got. It's a wire on it actually. Right, I'll let the bed cool down, which is generally what I do. I let it cool to 32, and then I'll try and get this part off. We'll see how easy it is to get off. See, that light's just come on again, but I can't see any curl in there. Sorry, I'm scraping the camera. Yeah. Okay, the bed's had time to cool. It's at 32 degrees, which is a temperature I generally like to get parts off. I'm going to try using my normal method of this, I think it might be a wallpaper scraper, which I've sharpened the edge up a bit, took the sharp corners off with a file. It's not so sharp that it will cut me, so you can press that quite firmly, it won't cut. And I sometimes have to bang up with something, so sometimes I use my long nose pliers on the handle. Let's see how easy this is to get off. Let me try. Not too bad at all, not too bad at all, and obviously it stays stuck to the bed. So here we are, it's still got the supports on. You can probably see the supports there. Show you around. So this is the Pawl part of my model diesel engine. The idea here is it should be pretty springy. Yeah, it is pretty springy. That's without taking the supports off yet. But with PLA I found that if you kept it pressed in the model diesel engine unit as a whole, it would stay down and it wouldn't spring back up. So I'm hoping that this will be pretty springy. I'll put some details about this filament here. As I say, it's got quite a nice sort of semi-translucent colour to it and glossy. Yeah, I can take that support off there quite easy. Using my fingers. Quite often I'll use long nose pliers to pull the supports off. I think I need some on there. That's most of the supports off, a little bit more. You see, hopefully you can see how glossy that is. Quite an interesting, I would say, unique colour to me. So I'll put details about this filament here. Seems to come out alright. Let's try bending it. It does have a very slight bend, that's about 3.5mm thick there. Won't put too much under stress. Yep. That seems okay, so the next stage is clean this up a little bit and actually put it in my model diesel engine and try it out, and I'll do a separate video about that. Let me try and get the skirt off. Look how silvery, sort of glossy that is, even the skirt. Try and get the glancing. I like it when the skirt comes off all in one piece, good sign. Right, I'm going to finish off the video there. I'll I'll put some details about this filament here again. So I'd like to thank the company that sent me this filament. Just a sample. I'll just show you the well, I've got the filament on because it's getting a little bit dodgy. I thought it might do. So, oops. So it's starting to get a little bit tangled and weaved in round here, but just stuck it on there quickly. But it's managed to do that alright without any major hassle, luckily.